Oh, so sorry about that. Anyway, I'm not gonna start over, or maybe I will, I don't know. I haven't decided. I might go backwards. I might show this part of the video and then go all the way back through what I just did. And I won't show you the other video. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I'm not sure how it's gonna come out. Anyway, here's a quick, simple demonstration of how I color stuff. I'm gonna color the flower first. And I like to use the dark first and then go back over it with the light. And I don't have in blends, I don't have the new in color. So here's the dark daffodil. And I'm just gonna go in here and I'm gonna color the lines that they already gave me. Which is, you know, and just move it to where it's comfortable for you for coloring purposes. And here's my light. Let me see. Okay, here's my light. And I'm going to go over these lines with the light. And I'm going to finish coloring it with the lemon lolly. Because really when you're trying to ink blend with alcohol markers, it's better to have more than 2 colors. I mean, Stampin' Up makes it really easy. If that's all you have, just use it. But I think it looks better and more of what you're trying to accomplish using the markers. And I'm just showing a real quick, simple demonstration using more than 1 color of the markers. I'm going to go back over it with the dark lemon lolly. And if you wait a little bit longer and let that ink soak in, you won't be erasing as much of the color that you already applied. So when you get done, sometimes if you go too fast like I am, you'll have to go back in with your darkest color to re-emphasize those places. And it's okay to leave a little bit of white if you want to. I mean, coloring is all up to the person doing it, right? That's what I think. And I take a lot of my coloring tips from Kelly Taylor. She's an excellent colorist in the industry. She does live videos for Honeybee Stamps on Wednesday mornings now. So I'm going to go over and use my larger size on the lightest color. And I'm going to start from the center and I'm going to go out. Like I said, if the depth washes out for you, then you're probably going to want to go back over with the dark marker, and I'll show you what I mean. Because I'm going pretty fast, and you really want to let your ink set in before you start putting on the next one, because the light colors are just like a lifter, a color lifter. It will kind of lift that dark color, so you probably want to go back over it if you do it like I am right now. Okay, so that's the 4-color blend. I'm going to go back with the darkest, and I'm going to try to really emphasize those lines. And this will fade back. Your alcohol markers, when they first hit the ink, will fade back a little bit. So, you know, I don't stress too much over it. You just don't want to keep laying ink on top of ink on top of ink. It'd take forever for it to dry, and it won't be quite what you're looking for, I don't think. Yeah, so I probably, if I wasn't on camera, I would have waited a little bit longer, and so that the ink, I wouldn't have to go back and do that. Now, let me see if I brought a blender in here. I did. I've got a blender here. Doesn't show that it has any ink on it yet. I have a blue one too. Let me grab an ink and blend this out so you can see. I'm gonna use use 2 here. Let me see. I think I need a different ink blender. This is just a makeup brush that I got a whole set of these. Like I got a bunch several years ago before Stampin' Up came out with their own. But a lot of these have smaller brushes on them. So like this one's a smaller one. So I'm probably gonna do that one and this one. Okay, so I'll put this one back away. And on this one, I think I will, oh, I just put my finger in it. I hate that. So instead of like putting this on the paper and wasting the ink, I saw someone go like this one day and I thought, oh, that's better. That's better. And all I want to do is put a darker line over, a darker color over the line to emphasize those leaves a little bit. And like if I blend on too much of the light, then I can go back over it. I kind of want to do the branch running up it. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing here. Go like this. Okay. And then I got a piece of paper and clean my, see that's a lot of ink. I still wasted a lot of ink, but most of it, but instead of dabbing it off on a piece of paper and wasting all of it, I'll just put it back on the lid. I won't waste any of it that way. Okay, here is the lighter one. And I'm going to take this one. It's a smaller brush. Oh, this one had red on it. Oh, I just put that in my ink pad. See if I can get that red ink out of there. Oh my goodness. I should have went like this with it first. Okay. I need to mark that one somehow that says it's red. And that's green. Well, let me use the bigger brush on this and see what we do. Okay. And I'm pretty sure when I made my cards, I did this the opposite. I didn't, I had two inks, I think, that were a little bit closer in color. This is a very light and this is a kind of dark green. But yeah, let me go back over this now that I've already put the light on there. And I go back in with dark color. Okay, and this is the dark color, so I'm gonna use the same brush. This is garden green, by the way. And yeah, this is garden green. All right, and I'm gonna just go like that. Yeah, so on some of these smaller pieces, if you don't have small enough brushes, just use your water markers, or if you have, not water markers, but your alcohol markers. If you have your, since it is so small, you could color it in with your water markers, the ones that are just the same as our ink. You could probably do that too. But that comes in the little, you know, the pens, the markers. But there we go. I don't know if you can see that. I'll bring it up a little bit closer. But there's a good amount of shading in that, so it's not all flat. And I'm just pointing this out that you don't have to have all the colors. You can cut these out, of course, with the colors from the catalog. And I've got a card that I'm going to do that is done that way. And I'm going to add some shading with my markers to it. But my point is that you can cut everything out in white and then use your inks that you have in whatever capacity you have them and color in your project. So that was my point for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think what I'm going to do is just release this video. I'm going to come back over and bring the products over and show you show you the things that I have made from the catalog. So this card is not in reference to anything in the catalog. It's the leftover product that I had on my desk after I made the the cards cased from the catalog. So there's this one, I don't have the inside of it finished yet, but I used the paper, I used the die cut, I flipped over one of the papers and used the back side of, I think it's this paper, to get this filled in on where it's lovely. And I used the in color dots for 26 or 25 through 27 for the in colors. Then these 3 cards are in the catalog. I duplicated them pretty much the same as it is in the catalog. I've cased it really well as for copying it. I don't have the ink for the darkest color that's in the in colors, and so I think I used, which one did I use? I used one of the other darker blues to do the lovely. And this die cut right here comes from something that's carrying over in our catalog. Not quite sure which one it's from, Enduring Beauty, I think. And if that one's not carrying over, it's from a different one. There's one that was a suite, and they had 2 sets, the flowers and then the words and the dies. And the words and the dies is carrying over, and I used the die cut from that stamp set. But I don't recall the name of it. I didn't bring it in here, unfortunately. But in the original, in the catalog, this was just the rectangle. And I just thought that die fit a little bit better, gave it a little bit more interest. So the hello really pops out. I don't know about the lovely, but this is exactly cased from the catalog. So now you know what one of the things in the catalog looks like. Okay, and this one is cased from the catalog. And I did die cut this out from the paper so that I could get the real, that's when I decided, this is the Darling Duckling paper that I did this out from. And then this outline die actually comes out of the die cuts, and I colored that in. And I believe I used crushed curry when I colored that in. And then I used this strawberry slush to color this in. And this is part of the die cut that I overlaid on top of the flower. This is the lovely die cut. And I case this exactly as it is in the catalog. These are the leaves die cut. These are the leaves. Whoops, I got something on there. This is the leaves. I cut these out in white and colored them in. And then these I just cut out of the card paper, the cardstock. This right here is our white in the catalog, basic white. And I did not die cut it. I think they used a die cut that's currently out in this new catalog. I don't have it, so I just did this one by hand. But this looks exactly like the one in the catalog. And I added Winkostella to the top of this, the Winkostella right here to the top of this to make it kind of glitter. And I don't think I put any embellishments on this. I'll have to look and see if the one in the catalog has embellishments on it. But it's got a lot going on. Okay. And then this one is in the catalog also. It may not be an exact case of it, but as far as what they did in the catalog is that they did put it on this new strawberry slush. They did put Let Joy Bloom, and they stamped that, so I did that. I did a little bit of this coloring with my blending brush. I believe I used the smaller size when I did the blending brush, and I did use Stampin' Up! When I was working on it, because that's these I like these because I can see what ink is on them. Like that other one I showed you, I can't tell what ink is on them because these are originally colored like this, and the ink sets in and you can't tell what color it was. So okay, but anyway, so I stamped these. Flowers may not be exactly the same, and then I did do some ink blending here on the bottom to give it, I don't know, just like the top. I just didn't want to leave it the same. And I did use a lighter blue color, but it looks really green from here, so I don't know what's up with that. But, and this is the inside. And the inside, I don't know what the catalog shows, but this is what I did on the inside. I thought that was pretty. Okay, so that's coming up in the annual catalog. If you guys haven't ordered from me before, I can get you a catalog. You just have to place an order with me, and I'll get one sent to you. And then what else did I have? Oh, I wanted to show, I was going to show you all the products, but I did that in the last video. I just wanted to show you the things I created from the last video. And here is the thing that I said was going to be a short video. And this is a products that I've made from this kit. And this is available online. And it's a watercolor book. It has all the things stamped out and some blank pages on watercolor paper. And then you can go ahead and watercolor these in because it is made safe. It comes with the watercolor pencils. It comes with a water brush that looks like this. It comes with one watercolor brush. And what else did it come with? Let me see here. Open it back up. Or let me look on the paperwork. What does it come with? Let's see here. What does it say? These are the instructions. What does it come? It just shows what it comes with, which is basically the book, but it does come with the pencils. Oh, here's where it shows where it comes with it. So the watercolor brush, the pencils, and that right there. And then brief instructions on how to do it. So I have all the colors, past colors, current colors, and the pencils. So I have these pencils. I barely used any of them in here. I think I used this one that's like a red color. But, and then I created all these cards with it. And this is one of my favorite cards. I don't have the inside of this one finished, but I took stamp sets that I have and ribbon and used dies, border dies, textured dies, emboss and press folder. And then I have some ink, some splatters of ink on here. And this is a silver ink that I have in liquid form that I put on here. I don't know if you can see that. And then I use some embellishments that are in the old catalog. I don't know if they've carried over, but there's one. Here's one. And this one has some ink that's like a, it's a Lisa Horton ink. It's not Stampin' Up ink, but on white it looks one color, on black it looks a different color. And so this one had a gold on it. And so I don't know if you can see the gold. I'll try to hold it up there for you. And then this was some stuff that I got from, it's from a different company, but they have things that you can stencil and cut out, and I use that same ink on there to make it match with the black on here. But this watercoloring is what I'm trying to show off, and that's in the catalog. And I put the, after I watercolored it, it curled up, and I didn't have it taped down. So what I did is I put it in through an emboss impressing folder, and I believe this one is still in the catalog. I think, I'm not sure, but this one I put gold and silver fleck on it after I watercolored it. I just thought that kind of would bring it out. And I think the lettering is a little dark, so it's really hard to read it unless you're looking right at it. But, and then on the inside, thinking of you, friend. Okay, and this one is a card that I made. It's kind of like a sympathy card, but see, it's the watercoloring. I took Wink of Stella and I outlined around the inside of it. I used a die cut from that other one that I can't think of the name of. Put this on here, and I put Wink of Stella on the outside edges of it. And then this one is a it's a hot foil plate that I have that has different sentiments on it, that you put it through the hot foil machine and then you die cut it. And so I really like that. Stampin' Up! Doesn't carry this. I wish they did their own press plates. If you use a press plate, you can use press plates on hot foil and use hot foil and put it through the machine, and it works out just the same. So, but you can't use a hot foil plate on a better impress. So, but I like how clean these come out this way. Here's the sunflower one, and I used a little bit of that gold for splattering again. And this one took me a couple of hours to paint because I did a wash over it basically with the colors I was going to use, and then I went back over it and put details in it. It doesn't look like it, but it took me a long time to do this. So yeah. And you know, just to dress them up, like I said, the water makes this curl up, so I put it through in an embossing, one of our embossing folders to get it to flatten out, which works perfectly. And then again, I had another sentiment set come out of that. I don't even remember what the company's name is on this one. I might have to go take a look at that. Maybe it's Crafty Meraki. I'm not sure. And then there's the inside of it done. Here's this one. Hello You. It comes from that same set that I was using earlier when I foiled it, hot foiled it. I added our ribbon to it. And see, I put some butterflies on it and some of the in colors. I think this was from last catalog, some in color sequins, self-adhesive sequins. And then this one says Miss You on the inside. And again, it was hot foiled. And here's this one. I love watercoloring this one, the poppies, and I used several different colors of red and oranges and calypso coral. And this is our ribbon. I did the border on here with the new dies that are out, that just came out online, exclusive. I didn't get the stamp set, but I did get all these dies. This is not something I would ever get rid of. And this is done with an embossing folder. And I don't have the inside of this one finished. Sometimes I just finish them all, but I did all of these in layers because I was waiting for them to dry from the watercoloring. And again, I did the same thing, you know, using an embossing folder. And then I used a die cut to cut this one out and this one. I attached it to the back of my card. I could have done some more detailing and put some stuff around here, but I think this is a busy pattern, so yeah, I think it's got enough going on. And this one is really pretty. This one is done with that, the ink is that Lisa Horton, and it looks really green here, but if you put it on black, it looks gold. So it's like, I can't remember what they call that. It's a certain type of ink that Stampin' Up! Doesn't carry. It's specific to Lisa Horton. She is from the UK, so it's not even a product that's sold in the United States. And I had to wait a few weeks to get the colors that I got. But here's the watercolor thing, and I put the pearls on here that we have from Stampin' Up! And this is the ribbon. The ribbon's probably discontinued by now. Yeah, and it's just a nice, this would be a nice sympathy card. So, yeah, I've got someone in mind that I'm going to send this to. So, like that one. And I put, what is that? There's oh yeah, I think I went over the centers with the metallic, the Wink Estella. And so it looks metallic-y when I show it because of the color that's underneath it. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Here's a beautiful watercolor. And I think the Heat and Emboss folder really picked up the details on this one. I really like it. And here's that foiling, the gold foiling again. And the thing on the gold, I'll show you, if anybody's interested and wants to ask about what this looks like or where it came from, I can show you the whole set. But it has a whole foiling plate, has all the words on it. And then the die cut cuts out the whole sheet of paper too. So it's pretty easy to get gratification, like one pass, doing everything. Like I set it on the heat thing to foil it, put it through, and then I put it on the dies and I put it through and die cut everything out at one time. It was really fast and easy. So this card, and I've used the product from Stampin' Up! To outline it, the embossing folder. The only thing that's not Stampin' Up! Is this right here, but Stampin' Up! Doesn't carry that, so. And here's another one. I used silver on this one instead of the gold. The same kind of idea. I really like that one. And that's it. So I hope you like some of the cards I made. Have any questions? Want to know when it's coming? Want to get a catalog? Any of those things? Just let me know. You can reach me through my blog at Stamping Up, or you can send me a question through this link on this video on Facebook. I'm going to put it on YouTube also. So until I see you again or hear from you again, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.